Saturday evening, yeah? Right now we bring to you What is Grime Show, yeah? We've got a special guest in the place. Man like D to the H. Oh, God bless you, good?
Yeah man, I'm blessed man.
Yeah man, bless up. Yeah. So, before we get into it, I'm just gonna set the vibe. Play 1, 2 tunes.
2 tunes,
And then we're gonna sit down with the man himself, the D to the H, and get into a few things with him, yeah?
Yeah man.
Alright then.
Run it.
Let's run some rhythms. Alright, the first one. Everyone should know who this is. Yeah? We'll start with some Cuzzy. New ones.
Trust me. Now that the album's done, I can get back to the roads and doing my runs. Everything you've seen, I've done on my ones. Chiefed him cause he's not one of my ones. Yeah, I've done battle, but not once, as a man said my dad. I bet you thought I was gonna say mum. I'm from Lewisham, I'm coming from the slums. I'm at do raps, I don't care about bums and tums. This weed ain't your regular one. Living in the sea and sun, let me chill right out. Feel it on my map. Man, I just out for the clout on the prowl on the scat. There's cameras there, watch out. I'm from the dirty side, let me take it right back. New era caps that slaps. Get some back on the man, know me. Jump on a train like Shag or Heath. Trust me, I don't want ag or beef. Not when I got the packs on me. Came in the game with a strap on me. 16 bars come.
You one from Cuzzy.
Oh, like Max or D. Don't be one of my casualties, but actually, I feel like the man right now. Bring it up, then bring it right down. Shade me cause my skin tone is brown. Grime has always been my sound. In uptown, in your town. Leave me alone, let me do my rounds. I just wanna make my daughter proud. Half for O and it's doink, it's loud, you know my style is mojo. Back to the gram, man, no more photos. Studio session with Bless on my solos. Age 14, I was pedaling in rolos. Age 16, I had my first polo. Shout out because that nigga's polo. Leroy Street when I'm in my locals. Press ups and dips on my dojo. Up and down Lewisham, I was like a yo-yo. Yes. I don't think none of them's rough. Which one was I call my bluff? Fake friends have broke my trust. And it's SQ5, man, eat my dust. Shay's Lorna, I'm robust. Sad man, yeah, I don't like cuffs. Yeah, it's got hype, but I don't see the fuss. I'm just trying to dodge the handcuffs. Yeah. Some days I don't feel all there. Lucas Far went school there. I hear the gossip by school there. Money up front, I made the rules here.
Gee.
Yeah,
it's tough.
He was sitting on that nice, isn't it?
Yeah, for real.
Come on, you have to give Cuzzy his props, man.
Yeah man, legend still.
Yeah?
Can't lie.
Proper. You just adjust your mic, brother.
Yeah. Check.
Okay.
Check. 1, 2.
Yeah.
Alright,
then I'm gonna go into this new one from So Large.
yeah.
And this one, watch the lyrics on this song, brother.
Okay.
He does a madness. He goes into the religion and that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Why this one still?
So he's on.
Yeah, big SLRG, uncut Joey Clipstop. All these bars in conjunction with a clean section. R.I.P. my brother Scholar, God never forgotten. Up there, can't stop there. Yeah. Is in heaven, got thumbs up to this. S goes up there, got thumbs up to this. Shot hole ones, put your ones up to this. Serve grunt up, get your funds up to this car. That's not grind, that's shit. Who put you cunts up to this? Can't raise our sons up to this. That's why I gotta crush them pricks. Then I go back to the crib like, honey, I shot the kids. There's 2 sides of my bits. Uptown clean, but I come from this federation, they can't get membership unless they wanna watch cars and kicks. Bus didn't last too long. Like man had one bum, that's fake. Got B, got 23 money like Jordan, I'm a king. Them boy put their shit all there in the bin. Land road, they done the haram, miss things. Land road, never eat pork and
What?
Took it there, innit?
Yo, blood.
I told you, he took it there, man.
There's no way. There's no way.
Blood, he took it there, man. That's what I'm saying.
Fuck off, he never done that, you know.
Blood, I've seen it.
No.
When I've seen it online published, and I thought, okay, it's just another one of them tunes. When I heard it on the audio, the lyrics, I thought, nah.
Brother,
You
yo,
have to give- you
that
have
is
to give
one of
it
the
years.
maddest lyrics I've heard in a long time, bro. Like, yo,
Mad.
that is fucking mad. There's
Mad.
weight behind that shit, man.
Trust me,
In
brother.
so many different ways, like, yo, nah, yo.
And if anybody knows who is acting, they need to let man know. Holler at
Bro,
DHMC and DJ Ski, because
he's not
I
even
know
just
he
acting
said he's
one
got-
person.
yeah, he's
fam.
going at man. He's saying like,
Bro, he said put your shahada in the bin. Do you know what the shahada is?
yeah, bro, yeah, of course,
There we go then.
Course.
That's
of
nuts.
course, bro.
Nah, yo, run the tune. That's fucking mad. So large, big so large, you know. Yeah?
Mad.
Alright.
Yeah, big SLR, untapped Joey Clipstar. All these bars in conjunction with a clean section. R.I.P. my brother Scholar. God never forgotten. Up there, can't stop there. Yeah.
Can't
So
believe
large,
this
let's
tune.
go.
Is in heaven, got thumbs up to this. S goes up there, got thumbs up to this. Shop hole, put ones up to this. Serve grunt up, get your thumbs up to this car. That's not grind, that's shit. Who put you cunts up to this? Can't raise our sons up to this. That's why I got a crush them pricks. Then I go back to the crib like, honey, I struck the kids. There's two sides of my bits. Uptown clean, but I come from this federation. They can't get membership unless they wanna watch cars and kicks. Bus didn't last too long. Like man had one bomb, that's fake, not B. Got 23 money like Jordan, I'm a king. Them boy took their shit all there in the bin. Land road, they done the hurrah, miss things. Land road, them boy eat clark and ting. Not freedom and them nasty little pricks. Real shaitans in the mix. Hellfire like napalm for your gins. That was your dog when he was lit. Fell off, couldn't even buy chicken and chips. Man even sent you messages like it was down, it was skip. Screenshotted it just to take the piss. Don't need enemies, got friends like this. Ain't no love in this thing. Ain't no love in the bits. There ain't no love, can't buy love, but you can buy drugs from the kid. Man for the man, I sell bugs for the kid. Can't stand me, can't stand up to the kid. Get done with the chip. Lungs, ribs, show for the fourth, big bun for your skin. Don't fuck with them kids. Don't come to your crib. Kid, even if your mum's in the crib like Carter. Coof, cuff, grab for the fifth. Celebrate when they hear man's in the bin. Going on a roadside, I get it in. I get rich, cause I take risk. Them boy only get wicked on this. I'm really flipping on strips, pure drug money. You know, so we need that. LARG, you know, say I need that. You want more clean chap, bring the beef for the feet.
That tune is nuts, blood. That is nuts. And I reckon that tune's that mad, yeah. I reckon certain DJs ain't even gonna play it because of how controversial some of the stuff he said.
Look, I'll play it.
Yeah, Rax.
Yeah, that
But you know them, you know, certain DJs, you know what I mean? Say if he sends that to one extra now,
Yeah.
is that gonna get played?
Yeah, Spiral might play it on his team.
If he plays that, I respect it. Like, if,
Yeah.
because that means he's not letting the higher ups
No bias.
dictate his. Yeah, it's not a
Yeah,
bias
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
If he plays that,
But that's what it's meant to be about, isn't it? His
Yeah.
show, he's meant to be bringing in.
Grime's grime, innit? Grime's grime. You say what you say on grime, innit? So
I reckon he's brought a bit of life. He's brought the it's like the defibrillator to the saber.
brother,
He's
that
kind of brought it back to life still.
that is an approach that nobody has taken in grime ever. From what I've heard, I've never ever heard a diss that goes into it like that, like man's religion, and you get me, like
Yeah,
that is a
yeah.
different approach. And the thing is, how long are we gonna just be dissing mothers and when am I gonna actually get real like that? You get me? And it's like, yo, you get me, like that is a different kind of step, you get me? So I respect it. And to be fair, putting all that aside, the tune anyway, the rhythm, the lyrics, the delivery was just hard blood. Putting the rest of it aside, so yeah man, tough, big so large, you know.
Right, we're going to stay on so large for a bit, yeah?
Yeah,
Go into the next one.
yeah, he deserves it. He deserves
To
it.
the next one, man. Alright, let's go.
Clean. Can't be them got crack houses. You know some man got grow houses. You know some man own houses. Big man know what a drought is. If you're in a drought, then shout. Man's bout it. Man's bout it.
Sounds of the slur. Bout it. Bust down 36 ounces. Rip can't fit in my trousers. I got the whole strip bouncing. Hundreds of thousands. Bout it.
That's it.
Bust down 36 ounces. Rip can't fit in my trousers. I got the whole.
Alright, let's go.
Hundreds of thousands. Bout it. Bust down 36 ounces. Rip can't fit in my trousers. I got the whole strip. I got bands on my bandit. Bout it. Bust down 36 ounces. Rip can't fit in my trousers. I got the whole strip bouncing. Full time man, I skunk seller. Push me, I push gun trigger. my trousers.
Setting pace as usual.
Hundreds of thousands, bout it, bout
Out with the Birmingham crew.
6 ounces. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trousers. I got the whole strip out. I got bands on my bandit. Bout it, bout it. Bust down 36 ounces. Grip can't fit in my trousers.
Alright,
I
then.
got the whole strip bouncing back.
I wrote this bagging up half a key. This trap talk ain't hard for me. Pussy all said it after me, best be bout it.
Jeez, brother. You see, when you're doing production, bro, you gotta make sure your production's tight. Alright, then who should we go to now? Alright, let's give. Well, I think it's the same campaign. It's Salsa. Let's hear some Salsa.
Scholar, scholar.
Them wanna talk about sauce, that's I can't hear them. Invite sauce like I wanna be near them. Talk about bad boys, fuck off, playing the bad boys. Trap boys. Figure out the boxes, go do the lab boys. I don't get cash off for album tracks. I got street tracks hanging in council flats. Well-known champs, heavyweight traps. Clean section, I gotta regulate them. 36 ounces, featherweight trap. Fed the boy, never take that. I told them sauce was bad. I told them Sweden's bad. Silver said he's got plants on the flat. Let me know when the plant comes down. He knows kilos of bars on my back. I'll drop once again. What type of artist is that? What type of artist are black cars in cash? Yeah, I pay bands for Cartier back. You're the type of artist to run up a tab, then dine and dash. I'm an artist in diamonds and flash. For the baby riding on the dash. Man, don't take life for a joke now. Man, still laugh in the trap. Could the whole end's reckless. Do with it like it's.
Welcome to the What Is Grime Show.
Oh, you're a man.
Special guest inside the DH to the MC.
And I put gems in my necklace. Get the money before my man.
Gonna get into it in a bit.
He would say they ain't like man. I love girl, I don't like man.
Gonna do a meet the MC segue.
Anyway, get on my ting there. Anything else get fling. I'm on a mission when the boys won't listen. Step out clean every day is a glistening. Real lines when the boys went missing. All day smart, nothing ain't hitting. I'm Ronaldo kicking. Power and vision. Can't do IG listen. Mood tight when I'm kicking. Hit songs when I'm spitting. Greatness what I'm reaching. Me I got left them missing. Me don't take that, wouldn't think them dissing. Take time, take heed, on out for listen. Best like MJ and Scottie Pippen. Hey, talk about me on you, you make vision. Yeah, all the best stories ain't different. That's why I'm always winning. The slogan for the other side. No bias, hardcore track, no rhythms. Winning, ready for the boys and try. Winning.
Hold tight, the London crew definitely setting pace.
Yeah.
I'm like, I didn't know whether them only some why. The buffaloes and the wicked, I be why.
Okay, let's move into another London MC. Let's get into it.
I ain't no grand battler, I'm a slide tackler. I just take my night, you know my pattern, bro. Before you try me, try suicide first. Go, I'll make it ring like a light, you know. I'm a striker, you know. 9 on my back, top rise it and slap, leave your mind in your lap. For my guys on the top.
Hold tight, cruise.
And his wax ain't small like a migraine, you know. No way, all I need is a driver, you know. I pull up on a fashion like a
Fuck off, bro.
I ain't no grand battler, I'm a slide tackler. I just take my night, you know my pattern, bro. Before you try me, try suicide first. Go, I'll make it ring like a light, you know. I'm a striker, you know. 9 on my back, top rise it and slap, leave your mind in your lap. For my guys on the top, man slide with the whack. And his wax ain't small like a migraine, you know. No way, all I need is a driver, you know. I pull up on a fashion like a spider, you know. I pull up on a fashion like a grinder, you know. I pull up on a fashion like a slider. Man, I come and bind her, then let me come and find her, you know. Gunshot biting like tiger, you know. You don't wanna see me at your show or you're listening party. I ain't my like her, you know. Shit can get tricky. If you get lippy, shit is getting picky, and that's still stepping with me. Who's gonna slide though? Meet definitely, them ain't never iffy. I've been in a jiffy with a blade on the blicky. Run the right picky. Different my team with a problem for city, you can't take the mic or Mickey. If I consult the committee and the screen like, but I'm slide. Me and my guys in the right, slide. Anytime we step outside, slide. Come try and mash up your vibe. Man can't swallow no pride, that's how I am slide. Me and my guys in the right, slide. Anytime we step outside, slide. Come try and mash up your vibe. When I come through, big slide tackle, slide. Me and my guys in the right, slide. Anytime we step outside, slide.
Jeez.
Okay,
Nothing long.
bro. Let's get into another one of So Large and
Yeah,
crew.
man.
Let's go.
So large and cruise. Cruise. Oh, and his crew.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cruise. Yeah.
In the bag, you got the sticky icky, plus the crackers got the blicky blicky. While I show no pity, keep on talking like you're gritty. 38 special with the rubber dripping, catch you at the air blood and leave you crippin'. Niggas keep on chatting till I catch you slipping. On my JOB, I take you to the limit. On the west side, I'm the best out. I got the dope flow, I put the test out. We spit 16s, I spit 28 grams. Niggas like me are dead loud. I love to smash for less the cash. Get the cash, fuck the gas, better get down. You ain't leveling me, you will get down. You ain't leveling jack, take a step down. It's like treat your ends with ease. Smoke, dirty pop with grease. No, don't make your cough and sneeze. Crack, make the cut and peas. Treat your ends with ease. Smoke, dirty pop with grease. No, don't make your cough and sneeze. Crack, make the cut and peas.
Don't think I won't spin the MC on the album. X goes out like Malcolm. You never been booked for 1,000.
Yes, just like welcome to the Grime, what is Grime Show?
Go on the MC.
Guest appearance.
Don't mean read up. Give a man's girlfriend a feel up.
Do I DH the MC?
It's no big deal, cause 10 bags in the
Bless the show and that.
Know that I might take one, get a rerun. Something like when Skepta made redrum.
Treat your ends with ease. Smoke, dirty pop with grease. No, don't make your cough and sneeze. Crack, make the cut and treat your ends with ease. Smoke, dirty pop with grease. No, don't make your cough and sneeze. Crack, make the cut and peas.
Man in my mirror, handsome rich nigga. Can't sit with us, you ain't got no 6 figures. I phone my feed, you can't pick up. Your name too small for me to pick up. I got a GLC Benz, it's a big truck. I don't drive, drive to the dealer. Man want a re-up, I drive to the dealer. Yeah, got on the slipper with a squiller. 4-5 boot talk, that's a pick of the litter. Make a boy lean back like a sit-up.
Let me just touch over. We can't start the show without playing the king of grime. In my opinion.
Okay. Run it.
Yeah.
Don't even tell me the name. Just
Don't
run
tell
the
you the
tune.
name. Alright. I'll see if you agree with me. No, you pause there, bro. Disagree.
No, wait.
Yo, the history I've made cannot be erased. It's embedded, that's why I'm not phased. If I never had no genre, I would have been dazed. I would have fell flat on my face.
The key.
I don't know about the king.
Okay, it's questionable.
I don't know about the king.
Means I know how to mash
The
up my face.
Godfather, yeah.
Huh?
The Godfather, yeah.
Oh, okay.
The Godfather.
When I land got the nine fire, with Bruce sales like Zim Zimmer. When I came fly, I see the crep drop like Nike. Where's mine? Don't step out of line when we're in cahoots. I want to trap to
That's
the
a big
football
title.
boots. You ain't got it.
Big title,
That's a
king.
big title.
Yeah.
2023.
Oh, okay. You're talking about he's holding the throne like now.
Yeah, like right now, even it's a big title, even like overall,
Okay.
all time. It's a big title still.
Yeah, that's dope.
You're pissed cause they never made you one. This side is the new one, I question it like Umar and Coogan. Back with another album, new one. You ain't gotta stay around here, you can do one. This ain't the old free jam. We still do it cause we know we can. Back then I was in a road deep gang. Them days can't be repeated, man. When it comes down to the money making, don't tell them your secret plan. Critique your ideas, some people will. That's why we gotta hold it down. You ain't gotta indirect me, talk up. You had a minute but the sound caught up. All you man's masters are getting bought up. I ain't done that, I'm selling more stuff. You know them?
Okay.
What, King of Grime, yeah?
Yeah.
King of Grime.
In my opinion, that is it.
In my opinion,
But bro, don't. Can you hold that opinion?
Okay,
We're gonna get into
cool.
It's part of the Meet the MC. So
cool. Alright, say, run
let's play one more tune
Run
and
with
we
it.
get into Meet the MC. Because obviously I got the guest MC with me now.
Yeah.
We have to showcase his talent. Yeah.
Yeah,
So, all right, let's run one more. Another one from the King of Grime.
Run it.
I've had enough rest already. Sitting in the studio vibing with Teddy. All of the don't want any, cause the mind feels clear and my heart ain't heavy. Ask what I feel, I might tell you, Semi, cause you don't wanna hear it in full, you ain't ready. Friends of the world ain't got that many. TV license, what that telly. I don't wanna contribute to your belly, cause I'm always on the go, I don't sit on the settee. Proof to the stage and the place gets messy. I'm edgy, I got the best weed, no Reggie. This year I ain't gonna find like Eddie. Jump out and say boo with that Betty. Don't try fucking about, it gets techie. I've already once dropped the bet up the wave, I came back harder. I ain't gonna lie to the pancho, I gotta sit barber. I'm ready for the real war. Every day is another song.
Respect on it, bro. Come on, D.
It's not even a thing like that.
All
But I'm
right,
saying
all
the
right.
whole overall King of Grime.
Yeah.
It's tight.
Debatable.
Yeah. We'll talk.
Please ring Juliet, cause she got the money in the split. I ain't in the head, split. Cause I've got my own life that I gotta fix. I know one day it's gonna happen. I go around the whole scene, passing the baton. Shout to my bros them, cause you know how we're gonna pattern. Treat these verses like trapping. I don't really mind if you're singing or rapping, as long as you can break the bread and start stacking. If I go back to the day that I started and fast forward to now, real passion. Started with nothing, I ran through jewelry and fashion. I realized it was them mashing. Draw for the yam, a banana and dashing. Anytime I come around, get shit cracking. I don't wanna contemplate, cause I'm a don. I can do a freestyle, I can do a song. I can make a hit record and that's cool. But all I wanna do is drop a big grand bar. When the wave, I came back harder. I'm ready for the real war. Every day is another saga. You might not
Come on, D, bro.
Nah, it's hard, it's hard.
Come on.
Up ends, up the bits, vibes low, box of tricks, base with your medic run, you got the shits. When you put the plug against, we got the bits. Please ring Janae, car, she got the money and the splits.
Nah, tough.
Hard, bro. Hard.
Yes, man.
It's deep in it. How some people sound better on production than actually live.
Then yeah, definitely. That's a big,
mad.
that's a big thing. Like in grime as well. Like certain man, their tunes are just cold. Like on set, it's not the same. But then certain man on set are cold, and then their tunes not the same. Like it's, you know what I mean? It's like it's one of them. Some man have the overall. Yeah,
both.
the overall.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that.
Okay. All right, then we're gonna get comfortable and get into to meet the MC. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. On top of the studio crew and like Big Key as always. Hold tight. DH special guest come through.
Yes, man.
Rate the work ethic, my broski, man.
Yeah, man. Respect.
Every
fam.
time I had you there, man. It's proper.
Yeah, fam. Of course, man.
You seem to be, you got ambition, and you know what I mean. You wanna succeed, my bro, man. Keep it up.
Well, you know what I mean. I'm doing my thing, man. You know what I mean. I'm not taking it like too serious, but I've got stuff in the pipeline, and I'm turning up when man are hollering me. You get me? I'm not one of them guys that are just like, yo, you know what I mean? Making excuses and that. Like, yo, if there's a set, more time. You get me? Man's turning up, shutting down.
And that's what I like, bro, because sometimes we're crying out. Like for me, just come back in the scene after 20 years, man, I'm crying out for like MCs. Trust me, if you ask the man them.
Yeah.
Like we're like, I've got no MCs, bro. And we was happy. If you ask the man them, we was happy with a man like you come, and different man showing interest. He was, you know what I mean? He was inspiring, man.
You know what it is? A lot of the big guys like have already like rather blown, or their status is so big now that it's like you're not seeing them unless they get paid. You get me? So that's why you always need the newer generation to come through to push it authentically without no money involved.
Yeah, for the love of it.
No ego involved. Yeah, just for the love of it. Because that's when you get the best out of the MCs. I think like, well, the rawest out of them, if they're not getting paid and they're just there because they want to be there. You get me? I reckon that's like, you know what I mean? You know, so you got that generation, and you got so it's like even when there's bookings, obviously you got the legends now. You could have the newer generation come on before the legends. You know what I mean? So it makes even sense in that way. Because so it's like, okay, new gen, they shut it down, whatever. Then okay, now you get the big duns. And then they come on. It makes sense. I just think it all makes sense and it all works that way. So and then the odd time we collaborate. You get me?
The new gens and the big guns.
And they collaborate.
And
then so there's always content. Do you know what I mean? Like there's always something else. So you've got the big gen set, you got the lower gen. They all collaborate and then they do tunes or whatever. And then
it all makes sense.
It
all makes sense, man.
Yeah, for real.
So I wanted to ask you, what was your first musical experience?
As in
like
what?
Your very first musical encounter, can you remember that?
As in when I wrote my first bar?
Nah, like not even what you specialise in now. Like, what was your first musical encounter? What was that experience like?
Like, I'm trying to like, in what way? Like, when?
Like, when did you first encounter music?
From way early, fam. Like, like obviously my dad and that. You get me? Like playing, like going to family events and that or whatever, and they're playing the reggae and you know what I mean. They're playing whatever.
Yeah, the Christians and
that. So yeah, of course, like that. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people started like that. You get me? And obviously, like in terms of like,
would you say predominantly your father, your dad?
Well, yeah, because he's the sound man of the family. Like my dad is the sound man of the family. Like my dad, he's got a degree in sound engineering. You get me? Like he's so that guy. He's a drummer. He can also like he plays in bands and that. He can also produce. And he's just the sound man in it. My dad's the sound man in it. Okay. Obviously, when I was younger, I used to tried to get me to play the drums and that. I could play the drums, but I just never stuck to it. But and the thing is, I took more of a what it is. MCing was just more me. Like you just like I felt like MCing was just like more fun to me than just getting behind the drums and playing to tunes that are already made or whatever. You get me? Like because with MCing you can get your own personal thing across. Do you know what I mean? Like rather than drumming, it's like okay, who's technically the better drummer? Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas you
It's
can be
more
very
personalised,
yeah,
you
yeah.
say.
When you can
More
be
authentic.
very different. Like I'd say, you know, like when in terms of like urban music, when I was introduced to like that, yeah, obviously you had the old school like, you know, hip hop and all that. But like, you see, back when I was younger, it was like basically my brother. I've got a half brother in it.
Okay.
And he introduced me to people like Lil Wayne, Rick Ross,
Okay.
these kind of old school American MCs like that, Young Jeezy, even people like that. And I used to listen to that old school, like what would you call it, trap? Like it wasn't hip hop, it was like trap, like Rick Ross hustling, Lil Wayne. Do you remember his album, The Carter 3? Like like old school like that. And then like I used to like all of that. Like I was like, yo, these rhythms are cold. Like these men are sick. It wasn't like how the Americans spit now. The way the Americans spit now is completely different to back then, and when it was like the old school Rick Ross, the Young Jeezy on them trap kind of things. You get me, them gangster, them old school gangster rhythms. Yeah, I mean, that's what I used to like, them old school gangster rhythms, and and then I was probably onto that before I got introduced to grime. You get me? So yeah.
So while we're on that topic,
Yeah.
I was gonna ask you what inspired you to start writing, start writing, or what's inspired you to get into
I know.
grime?
I remember the exact moment when I wrote my first bar. Yeah, I always remember it. I always remember it. Yeah, and this is like I was young. Yeah, I don't know. I forgot how old I was. 14, 15. I heard one rhythm. Yeah.
Which rhythm was it?
I don't know, bro. I think maybe you might think I'm crazy, bro. Silencer, Goblin.
Okay.
Do you know that tune?
I don't, you know that.
You don't know
that-
Silencer,
that-
Goblin, but I'll get it up on my phone just so you know what tune it is. Just so you know what tune
It
it is.
rings a bell still.
Like when I heard this tune, I was like, this rhythm is so mad, yeah. Because I knew
Some
about
of his
grime.
like early EPs, isn't it? Someone's early EP, yeah, I know what you're on about.
Yeah, like, bro,
Some of his
I'll
early
get it up
EPs.
right now just so man have a little. I won't play it long, but like, yo, I just want man to know, yeah, this is how. That was the first one.
That inspired you to start writing grime.
This rhythm. Because Teddy was cold and it, like everyone knew about Teddy. But obviously I knew about grime.
Yeah, well, put the mic on the speaker. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I'm thinking, yo, hearing the little alien thing in the background and the
Yeah.
drums and everything, it's just like mad creative, innit? And it was just dropped. Like, yo, I was like,
Yeah.
that rhythm
Some of his
there
early EPs.
was like ahead of its time. Because remember, he was hearing them old school rhythms and them, you know, them old school rhythms that are just, they're a bit pots and panny, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there was, but then that was like the new generation to them
Yeah.
old rhythms, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it was like, when I was hearing that, I was thinking, raw,
Mm-hmm.
this is what grime's got. And I was like, yeah, I'm writing a bar. I said I've had enough, I'm writing a bar. Yeah, hey, that's what inspired me to write. Obviously, like there was artists that inspired me as well, but that tune was like the moment where I was like, I'm gonna write a bar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
that seems to be a good moment in time as well, because Silencer kind of pioneered production-wise.
Yeah,
He's always been levels.
Yeah,
Production. And
defo.
That's not gas.
yeah. But I feel like he was like, what was the generation of grime rhythm? Obviously, you had the old school, like obviously Wileys and like the old school. You had the old school rhythms in it, and then I feel like that when Teddy came around then with them kind of rhythms and
Yeah.
what was it called, World War III and all them kind of rhythms there.
Yeah.
That was like the generation after that. Do you know what I mean? It's where it sounded a bit more modern. Do you know what I mean? Because you can hear listening to that was like, that was more modern than your old school grime rhythms. You get me? The original grime rhythms and it where it converted from garage or whatnot. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah. He definitely kind of was a pioneer in the modern, the newer rhythms from the original. Do you know what I mean? I think.
So moving on from that, I want to ask you, what do you prefer? Do you prefer writing a cappella or writing to the beat?
I always write with a rhythm on. I never write a bar without a rhythm in the background, ever.
Never.
Like I can think of bars, like don't get me wrong, like I can just be like driving or something, or like I could just be doing something and I could think of like maybe a 4-bar, like I'll just sort of freestyle it in my head. But like normally when I do sit down and write a bar, there's always a rhythm there. Always a rhythm.
Okay, so you're spitting onto the rhythm.
Yeah,
I'll spit onto the instrumental and then you start, you write to the instrumental.
Yeah, but like how I normally do it is, I'll be honest, like basically.
I was just gonna, sorry to cut you, I was gonna say like, so do you have like, are your lyrics based on concepts, or do you let the instrumental guide your writing? Get it?
So basically how it really works is sometimes I'll have a concept in mind already and I'll write it, but sometimes I've literally heard a rhythm, started freestyling, and I'm like, yo, I like that freestyle, let me memorize that 8-bar, then I'll memorize rather the 6, 8-bar, 4-bar, whatever, and then just carry on from there. It'll still be freestyle, because a lot of my bars right now aren't actually written, like they're literally bars where I've freestyled it, remembered it, and then put another 2-bar on, remembered it, put another 2-bar on, remembered it, and then after I've got the 16, then I wrote it into my phone and memorized it fully, and then, do you know what I'm saying? So it starts off without
progression.
Yeah, it starts off without writing it down. A lot of men, they write it down and then they have to piece it all together and they have to but they write it down first, or they write it down as the rhythm's going on. But I've freestyled it, memorized, and then after I've memorized, I'll put it so I don't forget it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. Without the tune or on
the tune, so I'll run the tune and I'll be able to spit the 16 after a bit. But then after I've like got it there, then I've wrote it down so I don't forget.
Say you've got it there, is that on paper or in your head? That was one of my next questions. Do you write or do you do it from memory?
Like that's what I'm saying. Like I can memorize a 16, or even sometimes a 24, and then once I've memorized it, after doing it, then I'll write it down. Sometimes, but then sometimes, like it depends. It varies. Like sometimes I can freestyle at 8, and I'll freestyle at 8. Then I'll put that 8 in, and I'll just leave it there. And then like next time that cold rhythm comes on, I'll start spitting the 8. And then I'm like, you know what? I need to carry this on. And then I'll start carrying it on, and then I'll start jotting down bars. So it's like, you know what I mean? It comes, I'll kind of do it first, and then I'll like get the bars first, like freestyle them, and then write it down, instead of like literally running the rhythm and then like with the notepad on, and I'm writing the bars as it's on. Do you know what I mean? Like live, like I'm not doing it like that. I'm freestyling, remembering it, then writing it down. Do you get me? For the most part. Do you know what I mean? And then sometimes, like there's a lot of 8 bars that I got, maybe hooks or whatever, that have never been written down. They've never been wrote down
to memory.
So I've just stored them in memory. You know what I mean? So like,
you can just pull them out. Surprise, man.
Well, I could just pull them out. Do you know what I mean? Like there's bars that I've literally never wrote down that I've just got as well. Do you know what I mean? So but like, when there's more like of a concept, that's probably when I do more of the writing. But it's still the same technique, and it's still the same technique.
Okay.
When it's a concept, you have to be a bit more technical. Do you know what I mean? So you know what I mean. I'll have to
stay on topic.
Definitely. That's how I do it still.
Yeah, man. As I said, I left my script at home. Bear Madness on a Friday. But next week we go again. But from what I can remember, I also wanted to ask you. Okay, we'll get into it. We're getting to best of 3. So wanted to ask you, who's your top 3 grime MCs?
So you're just gonna put me on the spot like that? Wiley, my top 3 as my favourite.
So just
my favourite.
Yeah, who's your best 3? Sorry, yeah.
Who's the best?
Yeah.
That's
Because
being the best is very different. Being the
That's what
best is
I'm
very
saying,
different from being the favourite.
That's what I'm saying. We're gonna get into the favouritism.
Yeah.
But I want to just know who's your best three first.
I'd say the best technically obviously gets
Is
like
that number one? Is that one of your three? Yeah.
yeah, that's one of my three.
Oh.
Like in terms of best, who's best?
Yeah.
You get me? Like
Yeah.
probably gets. The thing is, the reason why I can't leave a man like Skepta out of this conversation here is because not only does Skepta have mad work behind him, not only did he pioneer a lot of things and that, not only does he have content, not only does he have flows, but on top of all of that, yeah, he's a co-producer as well, and that still counts. Like it counts for a lot in it. So I can't leave out Skepta in it in terms of being best, like. Because I think a lot of people it slips their mind how good Skepta actually is until he spits live or until he puts it in your face. But like, if you literally look at Skepta's body of work, it's ridiculous, bro. Like
Yeah, in
it's
terms of-
stupid. Like, and then
You're talking
like,
in terms of MC and production.
yeah, like
producers,
yeah,
right?
and like just the big tunes that he's had, and then even the little freestyles back in the day. Huh? Nah, he's not overdoing it. Like when he used to clash people, like he's like a lot of these vets talk about but Skepta's been in the dungeon and he's done his thing. Like
So that was one of my other questions, yeah, because you mentioned dungeon.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, who do you think, in your opinion, won the clash between Devon and Skepta?
that is a tough one, you know. It's a tough one. You know what? Yeah.
It's a 50-50.
You know what I put this down to? I've had this discussion a few times. Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm from Birmingham, so if you want to take it as a bias thing, whatever. But like, basically, what I put it down to, because Skepta repeated his bar. That's the only reason why. Yeah, and he admitted it. That's the reason why I'd say, okay, you've admitted it. Everyone knows it. You repeated your bar in the clash. And in the new day and age, I was on Prize Fighter and that. And it's like, that can't really run. You compete in the bar like you repeat in the bar like an MC will literally be like, yo, bro, you spit the same bar again. What you do? They'll say it over your bar. You know what I mean? They'll disrespect it like that.
Yeah.
So me, like just because
Especially battle rap as well.
like just because Skepta's a big guy and is the Don or whatever, doesn't mean that slips through. You get away with that.
Yeah.
Why
So
not
that's
in
one.
his territory? Why not went to London?
Yeah, and he went to London as well. Yeah.
fair
Bro,
point.
he went to there, and remember, you got man like Chronic. You got that man like Chronic in the crowd. You got man. You got Skepta's brother.
Come on, bro. You
Full of
London.
London man, and I'm sure Devilman said he was there with like 3 man. I'm not seeing much bro man in that there. And you got Jamman who's already gonna be on Skepta's side. You got all these man, and bro.
So there's like you said, the atmosphere was.
Yeah, it was
Like
biased.
intimidating, but it was a pressure
And remember,
Devon to perform.
remember,
Birmingham,
yeah.
you know what it's like.
he's got to perform now in front of all of these guys. He's got to not flop. And remember, that clash is still getting viewed today.
Yeah.
And he had to perform.
He owned the label.
He could have went there and been like, oh, I ain't got no, I forgot my bars and all of this, and he could have choked his bars, and he could have, bro. He went there and he went in, and not only did he go in, he disrespected it. He said, you little brother, something about your little brother, like he mentioned Jamie and that, you know, into the clip in his face, and yo, like he's going in and it, like, and he didn't care. So it's just like, to me, personally,
It was a good, and I would say on that point, I feel.
Devilman said that all.
Devilman said that about Jamie and Skepta.
But then Skepta said that he shitted in school and wanted to fight with the leave, so they're both done to each other.
Yeah, I suppose, like obviously,
yeah.
Skepta
But
did say.
he's talking about on terms.
Homework.
Yeah. Like now,
But he's talking like the Devilman. I feel Devilman capitalised on the point that he used his second bar. But I think Devilman clapped it during the clash.
Yeah.
And it's already come with that bar.
Yeah.
But then he kind of
I don't
took.
think he got it.
Yeah, but he took pace. He kind of what you call it, exploited
The
that
thing is,
in the clash.
the-
But then Skepta still came back with
Yeah.
still stood his ground still. So it's a tough one.
The thing is though, like a lot of men are saying, a lot of men are saying, oh, Devilman should have called him out on spitting the same bar twice. But remember, Devilman's got his set bars for the clash. So that means he would have to rather have a bar like that already or whatever. But the thing is, he's not expecting Skepta to spit the same bar twice. So in that moment, of course, Devilman's probably not going to call it out in it. But the man then can see what happened. But the thing is, on top of that, remember, he's spitting on Skepta Productions as well.
There you go. See, always going to be in his favour.
Yeah, so he's spitting on Skepta Productions in his own hometown, in the dungeon, in front of all these men. And he went in. So like, in my opinion, low key, Devilman kind of edges it just for that, like because he's at all the disadvantage, and he still didn't make the same mistake that Skepta did. But that does not take away the fact that when Skepta went mad, he went mad in it. Like, he was on
I think
point.
he had the first half, Skepta.
Yeah.
The first half of the clash, he kind of.
Yeah, I can't remember whether it was. I need to watch it again. I can't remember if it was round
I say
1 or 2.
One had one and one had the other.
Yeah, I reckon it warrants a rematch, and it does warrant a rematch, but it's not going to happen. But like, it's dead now. But that's the only thing. If you really want to get technical with it, Skepta repeated his bar, Devilman didn't. But okay, if you really want to get even more technical, Devilman, I think at one point, like, I don't know whether he was offbeat or he started his bar late or something like that. So like, but he still held it though. And the thing is, the flows that Devilman was coming with, I think were a bit colder than Skepta's. But Skepta just had the punches. He had the punchlines. But remember, he had the crowd. I would love to have seen that without the crowd. Like, it's just like one-on-one and Jammer. What would have happened then? But you know what I mean? The crowd was a big thing in that clash, because remember, most of the clashes are just one-on-one, Jammer. In that clash specifically, you had a biased thing, bare London man that know about Skepta, rate Skepta, and then you've got Devilman. Do you know what I mean? So
do you think if the crowd wasn't there to begin with, do you think Devilman would have won? Just like my opinion.
He could have. Like, the thing is, even with the crowd, I think you can make an argument that Devilman did win. Like you could make that argument, like, because of what I've said in it. But like, Skepta did do a madness as well. And the thing is, when Skepta did drop them punches and he went and he started going mad, it wasn't he wasn't murking, and even Devilman at one point says, "Yo, you know what I mean? That was sick. You get me?" So
you have to give props out.
I remember.
Even if you're not saying the right words, the way you write it with him.
It does, it doesn't. Yeah, exactly. But remember, again, he's spitting on his own productions, and like Devilman. In fact, that was the sick bit as well. He's in the clash. He's spitting on Skepta Productions, and he's like, "You're not even a good producer." He's like, "But it's this production on the clash." Like, that's mad. That's mad. Like, how are you gonna spit on his videos and you're gonna diss his video? Like, bro, I don't know. It's a mad. That was probably a big match. That was a big match.
So how would you call it then?
50-50.
You can make an argument 50-50. You can make that Devilman. Obviously, I'll say out of Birmingham bias, I'd say Devilman edges it a tiny bit. Out of Birmingham bias, but it's hard, man. I'd have to watch it again. But it's just because Skepta repeated his bar. If Skepta never repeated his bar, I'm not gonna lie, I'll probably say Skepta had the advantage and he just won in it. But he repeated his bar in front of his own crowd. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, and everyone knows it, and and as I said, like, in this day and age, that can't run. You can't go to a clash now and repeat your bar. You can't do that. They only got away with it back then because Skepta's status and who he is. That's the only reason why he got away with it.
People dismissed it then.
Yeah.
He told people that he done it.
Yeah. But now that can't run. So if I'm looking at it out of the lens from now as well, you might have to give the little edge to Devilman, the tiny bit, especially considering he was in the disadvantage. That's like, because of the crowd and that's like a heavyweight versus a middleweight because of the crowd, and like, you're at a disadvantage, bro. Like, your weight, the weight behind the punches ain't hitting the same as the weight behind his punches, because he's got the crowd to.
And the clouds.
Yeah, exactly. So
alright then. So Devilman edges it.
Yeah.
Just say 50-50 for Skepta comes for you, bro.
Nah, it's not even that, innit? It's not even that.
What you
It's not
better
even
know?
But bro, what did I say though? I said, bro, I can't leave Skepta out the top 3 best of all time conversation.
So going back to that, so you've got Skepta, you've got Ghetto,
Yeah.
which you third.
Best.
This ain't in ranking. This is just your top 3.
Nah, this is the best. This is who you said is the best.
Yeah.
My
Who's your
favourite's
best-
different.
Who's
My
your best 3?
favourite's
That's what I'm
different.
saying. Your favourite's different.
My favourite top
But
3
it's
is
still going to
different.
be those 3, isn't it?
Nah.
That you choose.
I don't know. My favourites wouldn't be that. Maybe. Nah, I don't think it would be that. Like
What I
maybe
want
one
you
of
to
them
do, I
gets
want you
in.
to choose.
Maybe
your-
one of them
hold
gets
on,
in.
I want you to choose your best 3. Yeah, and then rank them.
My best 3.
And then rank
Beautiful.
them 1 to 3.
Okay,
You said-
so I'd
you
say
said Skepta and
Gets.
Gets.
Skepta gets and best, yeah. Oh man, because I have to think about so many MCs right now, like in terms of best. Probably like, you know what? In terms of best, I'll probably honestly say like best. I'd say it's, you know what? Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to not put DWE there, and you know why?
Okay.
My man can come out in the biggest scenarios, fam, and go ooh, and sit down. People can like you can try and pretend that he's not as hard as people think but at the end of the day, bro, I know for a fact if they're in a massive crowd and DWE gets on that stage, bro, and starts like the thing is DWE holds back. This is what people don't realize. DWE holds back. Let me put my camera back. 1 second. Yeah.
We're doing a live show.
Yeah. As I was saying, yeah, I don't think people realise that DWE actually holds back. And what I mean by that is, not every set does he come out, yeah, on ultimate mad mode. Because you know what it is, yeah? You know when do you remember the Boiler Room set? No, was it the Boiler Room set? There was like a Lord of the Mic set, yeah?
Yeah.
And I think it was Boiler Room, where everyone was there, Bear Man was
Come out
there.
smoking a spliff in it.
I don't even think he came out smoking spit. I can't remember. But he dropped on that rhythm that he did that freestyle to in it back in the day. Yeah. So
Carry on.